You're watching CBS 8 Mornings at 8.
We are concerned about the pending weather in the coming days.
If it gets to be too bad, you absolutely should leave. Because as we see, these things can change so fast. And you have people on the roofs of their houses, people who are literally swimming for their lives.
Evacuation orders will soon be lifted for people living in some of these hardest hit areas.
However, many residents are still on edge as more storms are headed our way here next week. I'm glad you're with us in our 8 a.m. hour. I'm Eric Connard.
And I'm Neda Irampur. We do have team coverage this morning. CBS 8's Regina Yorita is in Mountain View. That was an area that was certainly hit hard by flooding, as we know. And CBS 8's Chris Grow in Imperial Beach now, where sewage problems getting worse, making people sick after all the rain.
First, we want to start with meteorologist Evan Ronnie tracking this latest round of storms. Clear weekend, but boy, it's coming back again next week.
Oh, yes. I mean, that's the thing. We get this kind of 1-2 punch, back-to-back storms. The break that we get is about tonight, this evening, all the way through about Sunday afternoon or so. And then by Sunday evening, we're going to watch as our next storm arrives. In the meantime, scattered showers for the rest of the morning into the afternoon. You can see what San Diego County looks like. Specifically across the Bight, though, we're all experiencing it. Only looking at an additional maybe 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch. So accumulations between now and the end of the day will stay pretty light. But could still maybe pick up on 1/4 of an inch. Shout out to our viewers in Mount Laguna for sending this photo in of the dusting of snow out there. So some of our mountains did pick up on a bit of it, but not all that much. You're gonna have to go to the much higher elevations to see the more significant snowfall. In the meantime, wind, rain, and a little bit of sun by the afternoon expected. Temperatures on the cooler side of average. We'll talk about that next storm arriving coming up in just a bit. And this morning, Mayor Todd Gloria planning to lift an evacuation warning for people living in flood-prone areas, but he still wants people to be prepared and, of course, to be cautious leading up to our second storm arriving next week. CBS 8's Regina Yorita is in Mountain View with a look at how people are preparing.
Yeah, good morning, and we're looking at a very different picture compared to last week. We did experience very heavy downpour yesterday, certainly made the ground very saturated, but again, no major flooding in this area. So for families here, they're grateful about it, but they're still questioning the city why it took them this long to become proactive.
They took care of it in 2 days. They took care of this whole section, something that could have been done 30, 20 years ago, 10 years ago.
And yesterday we did see more widespread rain, and it brought concerns of even more flooding, but the city says the system was far less severe than the one that hit last week. Mayor Gloria, along with other city officials, say last week was a once-in-a-thousand-year storm. However, he reminded residents to remain vigilant and prepare for more rain, noting that more precipitation is still in the horizon with another storm coming next week. As far as residents, although they're pleased to know city crews cleaned up the storm channels, you can imagine the frustration they feel as many are still dealing with last week's devastation. Some saying this could have been prevented and it should have already been done before. So back out here right behind me, you can see just some of the devastation that people are still dealing with, right? They're going to have a tough recovery this week for the next few months or so. So that's what we're dealing with in this area. But again, no major flooding. We are probably going to see residents, neighbors coming back from hotels or shelters after having that evacuation warning, and we're still waiting on Mayor Todd Gloria to lift that evacuation warning. So we'll keep you guys updated. That's the latest here in the Mountain View neighborhood. I'll send things back to you guys.
Continue to following this breaking story out of North Park, where a large tree fell onto this house. Look at the size of this tree. Happened just before 3:30 this morning in the 2200 block of Q Terrace. You can see a part of the tree also landed on an SUV that was parked right outside the house. Not clear what led up to this tree going down, but we know, yeah, lots of saturated ground, a lot of wind here recently. Don't know if any injuries were reported by this, but we'll update you as soon as we get new details.
Remember, you can always keep up with the latest weather conditions and alerts, even when you're on the go. Download the free CBS 8 app. You'll find it at Google Play or the Apple App Store.
This morning, doctors in the South Bay say they are seeing an unprecedented amount of people with gastrointestinal illness. They suspect sewage overflow from Mexico is to blame.
Yeah, the sewage problem gets worse after it rains, as we have seen for decades. CBS 8's Chris Grow live at Imperial Beach now. What are doctors seeing that's happening now, Chris?
Yeah. They believe they have the data to back that up. They believe that it is a direct correlation between when it rains, that cross-border pollution that crops up, and then the amount of people that come into, let alone their urgent care, and not to mention any other medical facilities here in the South Bay, complaining of gastrointestinal symptoms, issues, and sicknesses. Now, these symptoms range from anything from diarrhea to bloody stool to abdominal cramps, and what they're saying is that when it rains, when that cross-border pollution is present, they are seeing these people coming in with these symptoms, and they're bringing this up, this couple in the South Bay, these doctors, because they want to make sure that the word gets out here, these two doctors, that the word gets out, especially to both the federal and local government, to put pressure on them to try to find, again, a solution that we have been long waiting for here in Imperial Beach.
It's very concerning, and when we don't have healthy air, we don't have healthy water. When it rains, there's sewage in the water, people get sick. We know that pattern. That's the known, but what about the unknown?
Yeah, that's what they're concerned about. What crops up in the future that could be tied back to the cross-border pollution. And remember, it's not just what goes into the Tijuana River and the oceans and those closures. It's also the air that we breathe. We have a recent study found out that the particles in the air also contain that same bacteria. So this is an issue that they want to see resolved, one that they're trying to raise awareness about. Eric and Netta.
All right, Chris, thank you. So, yeah, the rain's still coming down. Spotty showers here today. Is this first part of the round over for the most part here today?
So today's activity, what's left over, is really light.
Okay.
It's like 1/10 of an inch, maybe 2/10 if we're lucky.
Gotcha.
Still have an umbrella, but you know,
Could
it's
get
not
wet.
like a t-shirt kind of day.
And now our models are, sadly for Eric, I know you said you had Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday morning baseball.
Sunday morning's fine.
Okay.
Sunday evening, not so fine.
Oh, okay.
Sunday
It's the
evening, we are
evening.
starting to see that North County is going to start to get those sprinkles. And so the wet weather may arrive in North County earlier than everyone else going into Sunday night.
They were also worried about a soggy red carpet at the Grammys.
Oh,
That's in LA. Yeah.
That's in LA.
wow. That
how
did not
will
even
they
cross my
help
mind. That
those
is,
people?
I can almost guarantee a soggy red carpet there.
LA will get
Because
it.
I mean,
Change
they're
some
like,
hairstyles.
Yeah.
up to the north of us, they're the first ones
What
to
will
get the brunt
Taylor
of the
do?
storm.
Someone will help.
They're
her
going to
with an
cover
umbrella.
it. They'll
Yeah.
get a giant tarp. You know that they've got a lot of money.
They'll
They've
be
got more
fine.
than we've got. That's why it's in LA, right? Those LA folk. All right, it is 8:07 right now. It is a mostly dry 8 o'clock hour here. That's what I have to emphasize. But do not let your guard down too much, because in the coming hours, we're still going to watch as a few quick moving showers and in some cases thunderstorms pummel the coastline and mainly across your inland valleys as well. Totals came in with just about the right intensity, almost exactly what we were expecting. That is 1 inch to 2 inches. So 1.99 inches for Julian, nearly 2 inches exactly. 2 inches exactly for Fallbrook, 1.25 for Carlsbad, just under 1 inch for San Diego and Miramar. Santee just got over 1 inch. So these, again, are right about in line with what we expected. We get a lull in activity for Saturday at the very least. And honestly, that lull begins this evening. So by tonight, we start to get much drier weather on hand. It lasts all the way through Saturday. Sunday, we start to see by the evening hours, activity starts to kind of pick up again. And that's what we're talking about in the sense of Sunday evening, Sunday night, we'll start to watch as that starts to climb. Monday, Tuesday are the heaviest days of rain for us. So Monday, Tuesday is where chances are at 88 and 83%, dropping down Wednesday, Thursday, still looking at a good amount of rain those days. Here are the scattered showers we have for the rest of the day. This is what I mean when we say 2:30 p.m., not all of us are going to see some rain. Maybe the Del Mar area, Ramona could be seeing a few showers clear out, Santee. But besides that, we're generally moving toward a drier evening and overnight stretch that will last through Saturday, and then Sunday, hey, hate to break it to all of us, but watch as this wet weather arrives across the LA area. Not a safe bet for dry skies in the LA area, so hopefully they maybe move that red carpet excitement under cover. We are going to be seeing our rain heaviest in San Diego Monday and Tuesday. This wet weather continues into Wednesday, into Thursday, and then that quick moving cell comes through maybe even Friday. Gives us all a week of wet weather, and then we'll see a ridge of high pressure build start to dry us out going into next weekend. Not this weekend, next weekend. All right, satellite radar, this is what we have right now. Most of the coastline is dry, but there are a couple showers stacked offshore that will arrive in the coming hours. So again, don't let your guard down too much. Temperatures are going to be warmest on Sunday, and then they'll cool down Monday through Friday of next week. We got that daily opportunity for rain, opportunity for some embedded thunderstorms in there, and then it does look like we may even see quite a bit of wind throughout the day today before we see more wind into next week. So today, is mainly watching as activity starts to calm a bit, but it is going to be next week in particular that it amps up once again. Again, in total, we're looking at about 4 to 5 inches Monday through Friday of next week. Excitement is
Yes, a lot of excitement.
If you were
is
wondering
building.
what I meant, excitement is building right here.
Excitement is building because you guys are hungry, right?
Yes.
We're getting you ready for Super Bowl. It airs next Sunday on CBS 8, and we got to talk about apps. It's going to be dry.
Oh, good. February
I mean,
11th.
that's
Good
pretty
start.
bad.
I was gonna say,
I wouldn't depend
wait.
on anything I'm saying right now. Next week I'll have a
Are
more
you encouraging a
certainty.
dry February?
I'm wishing it into existence.
Maybe the day after Super Bowl will
Yeah.
be dry as far as these go. Let's talk about what we're talking about
That's
here with Super Bowl snacks.
Yes.
You guys have shared delicious ones. Thank you. Jackfruit
Thank
sliders,
you.
Queso dip.
dip, and now I have a beer and cheese pairing.
This is a little more sophisticated.
Well, it's because I don't cook.
Oh.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not good in
we
the
go.
kitchen. So I can pour beer, though.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that. So
Okay.
here's what I've come up with. We did this in the past with some friends. So this is the Nature Calls. You may remember. They were on
Yes.
yesterday, Virgin, and they created this climate-friendly beer.
Catchy name, Nature Calls.
Here you go, Nature Calls.
I'm not
and
gonna lie.
they have
There we go.
responded.
We did sample these earlier, and I think this is my favorite.
This one's the good one? Yeah.
So
Just
this is
the
an
beer.
IPA.
Yes, I love
That's a
IPAs.
nice. So wait, hold on, you
Oh,
guys.
you're right,
It's a
you're right.
pairing. I'm going to give you crackers.
But you
and
said
then-
to drink this
cheese.
first, so I have
Well,
the
yeah,
taste
but you
in my
need
mouth.
the cheese ready.
Okay.
So I
Oh,
decided
boy.
to go brie with IPA.
A lot of brie.
Yeah, I'll help you out. You do cheese and I'll do this.
I know, here. Hand me your cracker, Evan.
Perfect.
There you go.
Thank
Here's a
you.
I don't
spoon
wanna
for
put my
the
fingers
little
all over.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
great.
Here, get a little bit on there.
So this strawberry jam, our engineer Mario,
Lovely.
they
He's on
made
it?
this. Yes, it's homemade jam that
Here,
his
throw me a little
wife
gravy
created.
here.
really?
There you go. Dig
Oh,
that
I didn't
in.
know. Wow,
Yeah,
you made the jam?
homemade jam.
Nice.
Okay,
job,
and
Mario.
you said you go beer, then bite.
I do beer and then bite.
Beer
'cause
bite.
the hoppy beer with this sweet brie, I felt like had a good little. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was your favorite. Okay, very good. And now here's a dump bucket, so you don't have to finish the beer. I know you want to, but we do have other ones to get to.
It does
I'll
go
let you
very well
finish.
with that. Yeah.
It's
throw that
sad
in there.
to see it go to waste.
I
I know, but
no.
hey, we have things to do here.
Right.
Okay, the next one. This is a hazy IPA. Our friends at Society, right
we
down
love
the
Society.
street. We love
Shout
them.
out.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so they make this bulbous flowers.
They do.
Bulbous.
Oh, I do
had
like that one
quite
too.
a few of these. These are very floral in the name. It says it all
Okay.
there.
All
And
right.
I thought with floral we could go
Oh,
a
yeah, I
little
see that.
zingy, a little cheddar.
Yeah,
give me some
So,
zing.
Spice it
here,
up a little
Let's
bit.
give you some. So I usually do this kind of cheddar just plain without a cracker.
Okay.
Just because it's
Okay.
good cheese. Like you just eat
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
straight up.
Okay.
So here's your straight up
Yeah,
cheese.
you don't need any cracker with this stuff.
It's like got that crisp. So
I
you
love
tell
it.
me. I know it's a
Wow.
weird one because it's floral, hazy with cheddar.
Yeah.
What do you get out of that?
This
What's
is
in
a
your
special cheddar. This is a cheddar that's
mouth?
like next
it's
level
called
cheddar.
vintage cheddar,
Oh.
not aged.
There you go.
Vintage.
It's really good. I mean,
Like myself.
I think we both like a good beer, and who doesn't love a good cheese?
That is very good.
Okay,
So to me,
All
it's a
right,
good
throw it back
pairing.
up.
now we're going to a totally different style here.
Okay. Mixing it up.
Ale Smith, which we all love.
Oh, I
our
love
Ale
Ale
Smith
Smith.
We do love
too.
Ale Smith.
I wanted to,
Good people,
share
too.
some love to our favorite brewers here. Ale Smith makes a Speedway Stout.
Oh, my
This
goodness.
one's got like a cult following,
Okay.
of course.
Yep.
Very much a favorite among
This is
many
that dark
stout
one.
lovers.
This is
so
the-
we're going dark, people, and I'm
Okay.
just gonna hand this to you. My hands are clean.
Okay.
A dark chocolate Lindor truffles.
This is how you can kind of finish off the cheese and beer pairings.
Peter and Vicky Zion with Ale
Yes.
Smith. They must feel very
Love them.
proud to be such
hope
good at
they-
pairing with chocolate here.
I hope they, have had this way too. Since I think we have like 30
It's like a
30
dessert
seconds.
beer.
Okay,
Oh,
we
this is
can
real-
get.
I like this as a dessert option, honestly.
I also wanted to go NA for those who don't want to drink
absolutely.
the alcohol.
Yeah.
Here, dump that. We're
Some
going
people's dry
NA
January may
now.
be going into February.
All right, so then this one for the final, this is a bonus.
Zip.
It's a really, really hoppy one that does not have alcohol in it, actually.
Okay.
So it's a hop, sorry.
And that's great, 'cause after a couple of the heavy ones,
I should have done this
maybe not.
before. But here's that, and then we're gonna go with regular old
Okay.
string cheese.
Perfect.
Like what the kids like.
If it's not broke, don't fix
and
it,
then we
right?
put some honey.
So honey
dabble
on the string cheese.
The string cheese.
Okay, I haven't thought of that. Or
Because
even
you know, why not add here you go,
some
sorry.
stickiness.
No, you're fine.
Okay, so here's
Took
me.
all
Here's
your
me.
cheese. Here's yours.
little string cheese
So
on there.
non-alcoholic,
String cheese on.
okay.
Okay.
Non-alcohol, a little hoppiness.
Yeah, give me
with
that. I love that.
cheese
A little sweet.
Oh,
and
much more.
honey on there.
There you go. Isn't it better with honey? String cheese, no offense.
That
could
is
get a
really
little
good.
plain.
You wouldn't know that's
got
string
no
cheese
ice.
when the honey's on there.
There you go. All right, so there you have it.
Out of all of them, you'll be
What's your
surprised.
favorite?
The Ale Smith with the chocolate.
That- the
I think
dessert
those
one.
two complemented the best out of all of them.
Yeah. Okay.
I really
For me,
like
it's
that.
the Virgin with
You
the
like the
brie.
IPA with the
brie.
brie. There you go.
I like
So,
the options of this.
to try.
And you know what? If you're going to surprise your guests with something different,
Yeah.
not just some, dip or whatever,
Right.
like this is something really cool.
And like people do wine and cheese pairings all the time, but why not shake it up? We're in San Diego after
Way to shake it up, Netta.
Great option,
Appreciate
like you
that.
said, for people who maybe don't want to throw something in the oven.
Yeah. I did not just
Mess
spend much
around
time
with all that.
on this.
Hey, so we're all wearing red here today as we're cheering each other and you at home. It's National Wear Red Day. And coming up, we're going to be sitting down with the Chief Information Officer.
The Chief Information Officer of Blue Shield California will be joining us here to talk about American Heart Month, why it's so important, and here's some powerful stories.